Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Martial Olympiad Reborn 8v8. This is NA Div AB Week 5. Looking at having my co-host Violent Blue with me tonight.
Hi there.
We are looking at an interesting matchup between 228 Blackwatch versus Div B's White Knight Legion.
Two really great teams and two really great records so far.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing White Knight Legion run the top of Div B. They're having a great season this time around.
Well, they do have some really talented players on there. A lot of very serious competitive players.
Yeah, that they do. I mean, they had a good season last battle for Midway, so I mean, it's not a surprise that they're having a good time again this time around, especially with the size. 7 teams going for the Div B this time. 7? Probably 7.
7 sounds fantastic to me, system. How about you?
Sounds good. I'm just 7 teams with the Div A Aardvarks being in there to let them play the Div A teams to see how they stack up and if they do well against them. Just to also help the Div A guys since there's only 3 teams.
So we currently have both teams dropping into our lobby on 228. We're looking at some great familiar names here. We've got Dom, Gillicoda, Admiral Korean Jesus, Totok, Panic Button, Archon, Adam Steiner, and Oblivion. So we'll have a look and see how they arrange themselves here into the different lances, and then we will wait for them to be ready. Team number 1 has to ready up first. Once they are ready and into their lances, they are set, and yes, they are set. So now we have Team 2, which sorts themselves into lances. Down in Team 2, we have our White Knight Legion, Brower, Tios, Drop Bear, Pi 14K, Lev, Mr. Summeru, Draven, Dark Shadow, and Texan Scrub Lord getting ready right now.
Yeah, this should be a good set of drops. I'm actually interested to see how this one turns out, because that match that Mercstar had against EMP a few weeks ago went super well for MS, more than they expected, that's for sure, and a lot worse than EMP expected, so this might be one of those ones where 228 doesn't have a good night, or they just come out ready to stomp, and we'll see what happens when we go into it.
We will.
I'll just let them move around here, and then we'll get that map ban sorted out.
We will. We'll go to the map ban, but the initial map for this for week 5 is going to be Frozen City Classic. We start in Frozen City. It's a cold week 5. It starts at Frozen City Classic, then we move into Frozen City, the new Frozen City. A little bit of contrast there. The old, small, little kidney-shaped map. I like it. It's kind of like a kidney bean shark, actually. It's got a little bit of sharp edge to it, but a very small, tight map. Just great for brawling. So it'll be interesting to see what mechs they bring in order to take advantage of that tight space, but still getting their caps.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me hassle these guys into the map ban. And get this figured out what we are doing for drop 5.
Awesome. So we'll get that set. The teams are already set in their lances. As soon as we sort out the map bans, we will drop them.
Yeah, everybody rushing to get things in order here.
So what do you think of the classic maps coming back here, system?
I'm glad we got the old maps back. I mean, there was a lot of people who wanted them changed or updated, right? Which gave us bigger Frozen City, which in my mind, I don't like it. But other than getting old Terra Therma back, I'm happy with all the other ones. It's nice having those nice little maps.
What do you mean other than getting old Terra Therma back?
I want old Terra Therma back. I want to fight. I want Domination, Terra Therma. I just want to fight in that volcano.
That the old days of that volcano, like climbing up like only a couple of different places, everybody always fighting in the center. I loved that. You've got your entire team, 12 pugs, trying to fit through one slim corridor where only two can fit side to side, and then the other team is basically in there just shooting as you come through. Those were the days, my friend. Those were the days.
Yeah, so we got 228 Blackwatch banning Terra Thermian Viridian Bog with White Knight Legion banning River City. Just waiting for them to either pick Alpine or Rubelite, so...
Oh, are we going to go hot or cold? It could
Ooh,
be
they
all
are
cold
going
maps.
cold. Alpine
Ooh.
Peaks is what we're getting.
Alpine, so we are all cold maps. We're going to see some, I have a feeling we're going to see some hot laser vomit here.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of hot PPC fire and lasers. Should be interesting to see. I'm happy. I like Alpine Peaks too. It's an old map they'd never need to change. I'm glad they moved a few things, but...
Excellent. So we're set for, we've got our maps chosen. We're currently on Conquest. Everything is perfect. System Belmont. Yes, I can. All good to go.
Third person though. Yeah, so as always, we get the heavy drop in drop 1. The 575 to 625 tonnage for Frozen City Classic. So this should be straight up old school, just meet at the ship and just fire at each other's faces. So I'm excited.
That's true. Looking for them to ready up. They're joking around a little bit. They're like, let's put the V mode on third person and stock mode only. I don't think anybody's really longing for the stock loadouts again.
Yeah. And no one was looking forward to it last year, and no one's looking forward to it in the future, so...
Great. We're just looking for people to green up, and then we're good. Then we're good.
Fantastic. Yeah, Mr. Smart should have thought of that before things were getting, tight, down to the wire.
I'm just letting Somer... He's like, I think I need to go for a bathroom break. I'm like, wait for Domination. That's where you'll find the Circle Man. So great little map here. Be interesting to see if anybody takes advantage of the tunnel in this. I would suspect that that's not the ideal place to brawl, but perhaps we'll see some lights sneaking around in the back to get those gaps.
Yeah, I always love taking tunnel pushes. So I mean, with Frozen City Classic having the nice tunnel that you can have the 2 exits for, one to get close and one to sneak fully around, as well as Jenner Alley in the back. It's got some nice aspects to it, so...
We are green. We are getting ready to go.
I'm not ready.
You have to be ready. It is time to be ready. Frozen City Classic. All right. Wait, no, we're supposed to be... No, it's the right map. We're good. Conquest. Those teams will not let you drop into the wrong map. I tell you that. Although we did have a game earlier this week where we had both teams bringing in crabs. You're only allowed to bring in 3 mech chassis for the entire game. So if you bring in 3 assassins for game 1, you cannot bring them in any other game. 2 of those teams basically decided they were going to bring in they were going to both bring in crabs, all crabs, 4 king crabs, 4 little crabs, both sides. They obviously arranged that in advance, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm staring here at White Knight Legion in the 3 Hunchback 2Cs, and I'm expecting... Oh, wrong button, actually. Yeah, 2 Ultra 20s on one, 2 Ultra 20s on the other, and 2 Ultra 20s on all 3. So this should be interesting. What do you... Actually, let me run the rest of what they have. There's the Supernova Hero, a Night Star, a Madcat 2C, and an Annihilator, as well as another Night Star. What do you have on the 228 side?
On the 228 side, we're looking at a couple of Direwolves, a Commando, those 2 Assassins, and a couple of Hunchbacks. So big brawly mechs there with the Annihilator, the Direwolves, but then that tiny fast Commando, hard to hit. That's going to be their key capper with one last bite. And those Assassins, extremely flexible.
Those are Atlases.
Well, no way. Well,
So
apologies.
they brought the old school mechs to the old school map with 2 Atlas Ds.
Oh, you're kidding.
This is going to be exciting.
You're right. I could hardly believe that myself, so I just had to call them assassins. Checking out this atlas, we've got the MRM dual MRM 30 with an AC 20 in this Totok with this little killer. That's nasty. That commando running around fast, maxing out 167.
Yeah, one bite pushing it there with Draven and Brower and the Hunchback 2Cs pushing on him. A dangerous place to be. As this is probably a nice place to engage here. 228 going to suck them into the city. With some guys like the Direwolves in the back with some nice firing. Although they are taking a lot of unnecessary fire, being the only guys out right now.
They are, and they're all in there. They've got. Well, this is interesting. We've got White Knight Legion with only 1 cap, 3 caps going out to 228, and they are all around Kappa, just fighting like mad over that, straight into a brawl.
Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, because we've got Draven and Brower both really hurting those Hunchback 2Cs, as well as Drop Bear was basically trying to face Admiral Korean Jesus and Gillicuda on his own. But yeah,
228.
Yeah, going down.
228 getting very aggressive here, taking down Drop Bear, and you can always see you can already see the pain on the other side. Not even thinking about caps right now; they're just going straight for the all-out kills. You can see 228 setting up in the back here really nicely. They've got those 4 mechs together on the other side, the opposing side. White Knight Legion trying to counter that. And they are moving in, but down 5 of them down right now. It looks like 228 is dominating this short range brawl, not even thinking about the caps. Conquest normally a game where you really need to focus on both kills and caps, but in this case, looks like it's all about the kills for 228.
Yeah, and I thought they had a good position rolling in there, but them spreading out across that one street obviously did not do them any favors, because you can see a lot of hurt mechs on the 228 side, but they were obviously switching out armor and letting other guys come to the front, because yeah, you get some nice damage numbers there. You want to run us through those?
Gorgeous. We've got high score going out to Archon Adam Steiner with the 840 in that Direwolf. Absolutely devastating. Admiral Korean Jesus and the Annihilator doing a strong job there. 659. Even One Bite getting in there, doing good damage with that smaller mech. And over on the other side, well, you can see that we'll let you have a look over there at White Knight Legion. What do you see, system?
I see see some good numbers by the Supernova here, the Night Star, and the Annihilator, as well as, Tyos with 811 in that Mad Cat 2C, because he snuck behind some building and put a lot of fire down range, so good on him to find a good place to hide.
Yeah, just hammering away
down
at the other side, but unfortunately the cumulative damage from 228 was just way too much. Way too much, way too fast.
And let me get this up. I can get it to you. Oh, why is this so difficult?
Sounds good. Players shifting around again. We're going to move them into the newer version of Frozen City.
Yeah, just looking at the components destroyed on the 228 side, there is a lot. You're looking at 4 for Adam Archon Steiner, 5 and 5 for Admiral and Dom, 1, 2, and 2, and 1 for Gillicuda. But yeah, those damage numbers for the for the 228 guys, a lot of good numbers from the one Direwolf, and then the pretty decent spread between the Hunchbacks and the one Annihilator. So, like I said,
yeah, and they didn't even lose one mech on that. They just went hard right in there and took them down.
Yeah, like I said, like Panic Button at 39%, even Admiral Archon and the other Direwolf at 45%. Like, they were pretty hurt and probably wouldn't have been too much longer before they got taken out. But like them being in the back, they put out a lot of fire, took a lot of fire at the beginning of the engagement, and then, like I said, they could duck down when everybody else came into the fight, and then start putting more work as everybody else was firing on other mechs. So good on 228.
Really effective. Really effective use of those mechs. All right. So we are dropping into Frozen City Domination. Everything changes here. The classic map is small. The Frozen City, our usual, our, I guess, do we call it the new map now system? Is it now Frozen City New? I don't know. Doesn't
New Frozen City. Yeah.
New Frozen City. All right, it's new to you, but well, it's new to the classic map, but it's kind of old to us. But Domination here with a completely different dynamic. Both teams will have to have a look at their drop decks again, change everything up, and the only thing that is similar is the temperature. Nice cold map here. Like you said, we'll see the lasers, we'll see the ERPPCs come out because you can afford to do. You can really use that heat on this map.
Although, yeah, we did see a lot of DACA in that one because of the heat efficiency for it too. So it was good to see. But I mean, with the tight map, you're not going to see a lot of that now. With this long range, long spread, size-wise for the map, I expect to see a lot more ERPPC and large laser fire. But
Yeah,
I could
this
be
could
wrong.
change.
Prove me wrong.
This is, well, that's a possibility system, but we'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
We may see a lot of it. It'll be interesting to see if these teams go to a long-range sit-and-wait game, a very short game on Classic, because you just don't have the room to hide. There is nowhere to hide. Maybe in the caves, but they'll find you eventually.
Yeah, going
The
down.
228
Interesting.
All right, it looks like we have a 228 is currently, looks like they are set. We've got White Knight Legion moving around here. Quick double check here. Our game mode is Domination, Frozen City. All maps are fought in the daytime unless a map has a default, and the teams do not have to bring stock mode, thankfully, but they certainly have to bring a wide variety of mechs because you're only allowed to bring one chassis. You're only allowed to bring one chassis 3 times during the game.
Yeah, so the Hunchback 2Cs are done for White Knight Legion. As well as the 2 Atlases are gone for 228, which I assume they will not use again. And then the 2 Dire Wolves, so they are left with 1 and 1, so.
So the team's just making a comment about there was a lot of fog in that game. They were hoping for night. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the lobby not allowing me to default it into night. That was the one glitch I had on that. Yeah, I have to admit, system, it's enough for the teams to be trying to fight in that fog, but casting through that fog, wow, that was difficult, man.
It's hard to
I don't
see
know.
stuff. Actually, check.
I think I need a little drink.
I'm drinking Miller High Life right now, the champagne of beers, which I'm allowed to do while doing this job, so that's fantastic.
Is it champagne because it doesn't taste like much?
Basically, yeah. It's nice and smooth for cheap beer that I can finally have in Canada. So, is Frozen City Classic Night its own map?
Apparently
yeah,
it
panic
is.
button. That's what he said. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Panic button is giving me a generous. No worries. No worries for the rookie. All right.
And it looks like both. Well, 228's locked for sure, so we're just waiting on WKL. And I assume they will be soon anyways, so.
Just giving them my apologies. I owe them a poutine at MetCon. Fortunately, there's a buffet if you get a VIP ticket, so, well, I'll just be scooping some poutine out of there and bringing it out to the back for 228 and White Knight Legion.
That's a lot of poutine.
That's a lot of poutine. For those of you who don't know, poutine is a delicious Canadian dish composed of French fries, gravy, and delicious cheese curds. Pour that gravy on top of those cheese curds and it drips down in a nice warm melty mess. Love it! All right, we're ready. We're going to launch into Frozen City daytime.
Yeah, don't get sucked into that bad poutine with real cheese. You need the curds.
No, some weird cheddar. I don't even... Don't say it.
It's blasphemy in this country.
I
Go
know.
to jail.
Sometimes I'll see somebody and they'll be like, check it out, my poutine I bought down in the... No, that's not poutine. That's just fries, gravy, and cheese, man. It's just fries, gravy, and cheese. Don't hurt yourself.
Better switch that over so we don't radio cast, because I've had a good streak so far. I like to keep it that way. And we are
Awesome.
live. Waiting for the music to start and the teams to drop in. Oh, and 228 is bringing my favorite 2 Panther 9Rs with a Piranha linebacker, a Vulcan, Night Gyre, another Vulcan, and a linebacker. So they are doing me a favor here, proving that the Panther is still a solid mech for competition. What do you have on the White Knight Legion side?
Well, we've got a Wolfhound, a couple Piranhas, linebacker, Hunchback, another Wolfhound, and... Hold on a second here. Damn it, what is that SNS?
That is the Sun Spider.
Why, thank you. That is the Sun Spider.
Oh, I need to go down.
Apparently, I don't know my mechs today.
Is that stock mech colors? I think it looks like a stock mech here. Man, you need to put some... Get a paint job for that thing, Pie. Come, I see you got 14k. Sheesh. I'm lucky if I got a 12k going on.
Having a look around here, we have the teams. We've got a short little circle over here on the left-hand side of the map that is skirmishing, but breaking off. 228 has a few mechs breaking off on their own, not too far away. Still a grid section away, but
Ooh, I think Drop Bear got
they're
hit by that.
definitely using their range. So they are over on the other side. And we're looking at...
Yeah, Tayo's getting destroyed there by Dom in his Piranha 3. Or if
That's
he
going
was
to be
getting
costly.
shot by somebody else as well, but he was peeking a little too hard there in the corner. 228 kind of baiting them up to the ship, but now pulling back towards the center. This is an interesting strategy. Although you look at Drop Bear at 55% there, and he is balls deep in that frickin' the front there. He's in a bad place right now.
We can see 228 moving back over. Most of their team moving together onto the one side, but being followed very closely by White Knight Legion.
What does he have on that Sun Spider? 5 Ultra 2s. Okay, that's not a bad build. I mean, this was actually a smart move by 228 to bait them up to the ship and then bring them down with all the long-range firing lines 228 had. It's like one last bite, and Oblivion and Adam Arkensteiner need a pickle up there. As you can see right now, Pi is cut off from the rest of WKL. Because they are off. They're split 2 and 2 over there too, as well as just leaving Pi in the center.
Oh, Dom has just been legged in his Piranha. He's basically he's taking shots from all around. Torso's out. He's on his last leg, literally. Mr. Samaro taking him down.
Although it might be good night for Pi, as he's getting attacked now by one last bite in the linebacker. Yeah, and he's taken down. So now White Knight Legion does not have anybody in the circle, but they'd have the three fast movers at least, so it's not going to be hard to get back in there. It's just risky cutting across all that open ground. Yeah, running the normal 6 medium Pulse Wolverine builds for this cold Arctic air.
We've got some very injured... we've got 2 players down and some very injured players over on White Knight Legion. Got mechs holding up on that hill, trying to corner a couple of players over here from 228.
Yeah, I mean, 228 played this game really smart by bringing some long-range mechs and baiting them through the open territories or down by through the Domination circle, and then with White Knight Legion running off to take out the 3 mechs in Jiffy Dom and Admiral Korean Jesus, getting 3 of the kills off down this one. So,
and Admiral Korean Jesus, the first to go down on 228.
ooh.
We have 228 outside of the circle. They're down to 22 seconds on this. And it is count up.
Yeah, Wolverine going down his last one. Another good win by 228 there. Real nice
Yeah,
strategy for
beautifully
baiting.
done.
Like I said, I think White Knight Legion brought a decent set of mechs to brawl with, but 228 wasn't having it, so they might have had a better chance had they ran across the other side and ran up on the Panthers, and I can't remember who else was up there, but it was a tough one regardless, so...
True, checking out the team stats again, we can see 228 dominating again, but really taking down some of those mechs in the early, some of those White Knight Legion mechs in the early stages, really critical to White Knight. It's hard when you lose those mechs early on.
Yes. I get this information to you. Have some information.
Awesome.
And we can have a better look at the numbers here. Yeah, I'm looking at Oblivion, that Panther 9R, 52% left, but still like 375 damage on him and 220 with Nita Pickle and the other Panther 9R, both running the 3 ER large laser builds. Oh, the details. Okay. I mean, like I said, White Knight Legion making a better use of this drop, taking out 3 of 228's mechs and Admiral Kreen, Jesus, Dom, and Jiffy in the linebacker and the Prawn and the Vulcan, so it's just too bad. Like you said, like Taio's getting taken out quickly in that Piranha 2 early on, as well as Draven in his the Hellbringer, only getting 86 and 69 damage for both of them.
Yeah, it really creates a problem because it's not just about weight, it's also about how many mechs you've got focusing and distraction. So even losing a couple of mechs can very quickly in an 8-man game, it can get you quite lopsided.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if we got some time, maybe I'll pull up the map strat on that one. Assuming I actually brought the right map strat. To my thingamajig. Heck yeah, it is. It's like I know what I'm doing.
We're going to drag these teams around and we're going to switch them up because we're going back to that map again. Just switching sides of maps that they are dropping on.
Oh man, I hate this stuff. Let's use free draw, see what happens. I'm gonna press these buttons here. Does it work like this? Heck yeah, it does. I mean, we had 228 running on that D5 to E6 line, hovering over, running Overwatch over Theta as some of their other mechs were around here by the ship, drawing in. What other colors we got? We got purple here. That looks good. While some of the White Knight Legion ran up on G6, G7 into the buildings there. At least five of their mechs, I believe it was 6 by the end, with Tiles coming in, getting killed there in Foxtrot 5. The rest of them were running up on the ship here, trying to bring the fight around there. Whereas then when they started to push down, they rushed back into G7 to take out the 3 228 mechs. Then with the rest of... Although they left their Sun Spider down there in the circle. Aw, this isn't Conquest. Domination. Aha! Still got all my drawings. That's fantastic.
Okay, so we have...
That's all I got to say about that.
Getting Mr. Samaru back in here.
I gotta organize things.
That's okay. We'll have lots of time to do that. It's the same map. It's super easy.
Yeah. Oh, that's wrong. Damn it. Organizing my kill count because I can't do the maths. There we go.
Well, we don't need to do that math on the fly.
That's true.
We're not human calculators.
I'm supposed to be. I'm a machinist, but...
Well, I'm a financial planner, so I used to tell people, people make mistakes, but calculators not so much.
Yeah, that's why I do all the math on a calculator, just in case my head doesn't have it right.
Both teams loading back in here. We're going to change it up. Not at all. We're still on Domination, Frozen City, and Daytime. Let's have a look here. We're currently running at game 3 is 350 to 375 tons. So you're going to see some very nimble mechs in this game because of the tonnage limit. No locking weapons are allowed for this Domination match.
Everyone's telling me my mic's being a pain in the ass on this stream, and I don't know why. I had it adjusted last time, and it seemed probably just as shitty last time, so...
Well, time for a fundraiser system.
The mic's fine. I guess just all my settings aren't worth a shite box.
It's challenging because you set them when you're not online. As soon as you go live, everything changes. Currently waiting for 228. They currently only have 5 players in there. I suspect they're going to want to have 3 more. We'll see if they change the team around a little bit. A lot of teams will change up their roster, give a few players a chance to fight it out. And both teams getting ready. It'll be interesting to see what they do this time. I had a feeling that they were trying out a few different strategies. Like anything, as soon as you can certainly go into these maps with a strategy or an overall idea of what you want to do, but that very quickly can go awry as soon as the other team arrives, decides what they're going to do, and then counters it. You can decide you want to do long range, but if that team pushes you, you're going to be forced into a brawl. Conversely, if you're looking to brawl and the other team is effective in their long range and you don't move strategically, they can hold you back or pick you off before you even get to them. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here.
Well, 228 probably basically has a strategy for everything. I mean, they've been around a long time, running, up to 3rd place in the MWO tournament 2 years ago. So they should be prepared for everything. The White Light Legion coming in here is going to have to, not only bring the A game, but they're going to have to bring in some hard strats at just something that 228 isn't expecting, and or run just a tight game where they can come in and just pick out mechs and just keep moving.
Definitely. They have the talent on there. They've got some great players on their side. It's just a matter of finding the right strategy. That being said, they're facing a real challenge with some of these players over on 228. They're definitely not going to leave them any room.
That's right, yeah. We'll see how it goes here in the next one.
That being said, if WKL does take out somebody in the beginning, just like 228 did to them, that can really turn the tables as well. So just waiting on the last players to ready up, and then we will be good to go into our launch.
Yeah, we'll see how White Knight Legion decides to run this run from side 2, or side 1, sorry. Since 228 had drop side 1.
Yeah, this map definitely uneven. We're not looking at a mirror map, so you definitely have a different strategy for whichever side you're dropping on. That's the reason we turn the maps around and give each team a chance to be on each side. Just waiting on Toe Talk, and then we will away. Everybody into the drop ship, and off we go.
Yeah, Coz and Indigo, I'm on push to talk now, as of like 20 seconds ago, so you let me know in Discord how it works, because I can see it there if I miss it in chat. It's tough when you got a floor from the 70s and everybody likes to bang around upstairs while you're trying to do work.
I'm sorry, when you said floor to the 70s, I was thinking back to the other day when we were just playing 70s music. And yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Well, they were good times.
Those drop ships are coming in right now.
All right, tell me what you're looking at.
Just bear with me for a second. My screen really likes to... Okay, I'm going to have a look here. I'm going to give you White Knight Legion. We've currently got the Wolfhound, the Hellbringer, a Vulcan, Sunspider, Vulcan, Uziel, well, Javelin. Nice little mixed bag here. What have you got over there on 228?
I got 2 Piranha 3s. They got some Wolfhounds. They got a Vulcan. They got a Warhawk. They got a Hellbringer. It just seems like they brought almost what WKL brought in the last drop, minus some different versions of the mech.
All right, so we've got both teams obviously moving into the center. You've got to take that domination circle, make sure that the other team doesn't get too far ahead. Both of them fairly even, and we've got 228 taking. Oh, we've got a trying to see what kind of position they're taking. They're fairly spread out over on their side of the map. We've got a couple of them. We've got the two piranhas wandering up toward Tios in the Vulcan, but there are 4 mechs up there. So they're not gonna chance it. They're going back down toward their team, crossing back over.
A beautiful strike right on Totok to Potato Hunter too. Although he doesn't even know that Draven and Pyrite there. Although Nita Pickle one less. Jiffy might. As we got them going in here trying to finish off Draven quick, because Pi is kind of out of the line. Oh, and Dom and Panic Button right there too. Draven's going to be going down right basically in a second from now.
Down goes Draven. And again, we see a mech go down in the early stages of the map.
Yeah, they were just caught out there. Pi is almost in a bad position here too, although Jiffy Nita Pickle did not drop down. Well, until now, Nita. Why you got to do that to me?
228 sticking closely together. They've got their positions, and we've got White Knight moving in on them. Not sure if that's going to be a good idea. They're also split because of the domination circle. We can see Texan Scrublord and Wolverine over in the domination circle down low with Jiffy and Nita Pickle, and then the rest of the mechs up top. But that means that the White Knight Legion members who are up top are going to be at a disadvantage against 228.
Yeah, not even Gila Kuda. Wolverine going down there after he got legged in a javelin. And then with Totok kind of not paying attention to the 2-2. No, sorry. Totok is part of 228. Getting
both teams out of the
on a crossfire, what I meant to say.
Both teams out of the circle right now, just ignoring that domination circle, wanting to go straight to the fight. And now a couple of them have popped back in there again. But not too concerned about that clock.
Yeah, Tios in a bad position there in his Vulcan at 49%. But
yeah, down he goes. And now we're looking at a 6 versus 2 situation with 228 again. 228 dominating. Totok down to 45%. Let's see if they can take him down and before they go down.
Yeah, it was smart of 228 to keep Totok in the back there, or unless he made his own decision to hang out in the back with that 45%.
Yeah, perfect. He's backed way off there. And again, we will go to 228.
Yeah, an interesting strategy from White Knight Legion coming in, kind of spread. Like I said, it almost worked out where they were trying to... They had guys ready to push as some were already there putting fire, but I think it was just too early for that when, like I said, you could watch the 228 guys just run up on them and take out... I don't even know who it was now. No. Draven?
I think they did a good job. Basically, they went in there, they touched in. They're like, checking it out. Nope, got it back out of there. They got themselves back into a nice tight position and took advantage of that.
Yeah, and some good numbers on that board too. One last bite and Texas Scrub Lord on the WKL side getting 398, 449 for one last. So, I mean, it's not like there were a lot of guys that kind of... I mean, other than Javelin, Wolverine, and Draven getting screwed on damage numbers, as well as Drop Bear and Uziel, none of them making over 60. It just sucks that really hurt White Knight Legion in that match.
All right, so that's the last we will see of Frozen. Frozen Classic, Frozen New. But now going over to the chosen maps, the elimination round, the elimination of those maps down to Alpine, all cold maps. Interesting. Do you think that there was a lot of strategy system beforehand about what map they wanted to get down to as far as, even with the map elimination round? Nicely done. That being the case, they may have had a plan for those cold maps, but most of these teams at the competitive level are going to have different drop decks depending on the map. So you'll find them dropping into. They're not making last minute decisions in most cases. Although some of these players are so talented, you certainly could. That being said, you're limited to those three chassis, so you don't necessarily want to be making last minute decisions because you could end up taking the wrong mech or a duplicated mech by mistake.
Looks like we got time with Debbie Kell having some guys out. Let's run a giveaway that I'm not ready for.
Excellent. Well, you know how the giveaway works, everybody. You enter in exclamation mark. What is this system? What are we giving away? And how are we giving it away?
We are giving away a mech bay.
Excellent. Those mech bays, my friends, are absolutely deluxe. Your mech will be comfortable sitting there in that fabulous mech base. Even the mech pilots enjoy looking at that mech bay as they do step outside of their mechs. Does that mech bay come with its own mechanic?
That is a negative. You have to hire your own.
You have to hire your own mechanic. That explains why some of my mechs look so crappy. You should see some of the decals they put on it too. I don't even know what they're thinking.
I'm not even in here? What the heck? I'm not even on my own list. Whatever.
Would you like me to lend you a mech bay?
I can tell you why. I'm in the wrong one.
Okay. Sometimes those mech bays are so big, it's just hard to find your way out of them.
It's going that way.
Switch it on over to Conquest.
Okay, now that I've busy dicked around enough time, who wants a mech bay?
Well, I'd say I do, but apparently I'm not allowed to enter.
That's right. No good things for the casters.
No, just the amazing company that we keep.
Yeah, that's right. And Skippy Nibbles is our winner. Holler at me, System Belmont, in the chat for Twitch chat to get yourself a free mech bay, my friend. I don't know if I'm around. I'm busy doing this, so you find me. Because if I gotta hunt you down, I'm gonna take half. And half a mech bay is basically a freaking smart car, so you don't want that. Skippy Nipples, come find me.
All right, so we have both teams getting ready to go to Alpine Peaks Conquest. Another cold map, minus 21. That's cold. And it is. For those of you who are wondering, that's minus 5.8 in Fahrenheit. Still cold.
Where is this Fahrenheit?
I have no idea, but apparently they used to use it in the old-timies. The old-timey time?
It's those
The
old
old-timey time.
people that know both.
I
They're
don't
the
know.
worst.
Well, that would be me, actually. I started out with Imperial and we went over to metric when I was 10 years old. I'm confused. Is it kind of like being bilingual? I kind of know two systems of measurement.
Probably is. Yeah, that's living the dream as a Canadian when you know two forms of everything: language,
Living the dream.
Fahrenheit, temperature. It's like, oh, what are your qualities? Oh, I'm good with everything. Damn
Why,
you.
yes, I can measure in both centimeters and in inches. Let's use centimeters because, well, they just sound bigger.
That is right. It's nice to have the taller unit of measurement, the more accurate. And WKL is locked, just waiting on 228 to set aside some differences and put people where they need to be. As you can see, One Last Bite does not like dropping with Admiral Korean Jesus in Bravo Lance in that dropship, so they part them, keep them apart, because, you know, they like to fight. Couldn't afford 2 Game Boys.
Oh my goodness, that's just way too much. See, now I can't get the French out of my mind. Je m'appelle Violent Blue. Comment ça va, system? Ça va bien? Oui, ça va bien, merci. Très bien, très bien. Poutine.
I was gonna say some French back, but you took the words right out of my mouth.
That was pretty much all you know. Ça va and poutine.
Ah, ça va comme ci, comme ça?
I think, and everybody knows the voulez-vous manger le poutine avec moi ce soir. You know, eat the poutine with me tonight. Which sounds a little strange, but well, it's delicious.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody. I don't actually like poutine, but I know some things.
Voulez-vous manger le poutine ce soir? Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. Is that how that song goes?
In the Canadian version, yes, sang by, you know, our some of our favorite people.
We are locked, we are launching. Oh, I've been called uncool because, well, you're faster at accepting friend invites. What will I do? Excellent. I'm going to positively get myself a nice scotch after this. Got a nice Macallan lined up. But oh, no, no, I don't actually. Do you? How did you get that? Okay, it did come to. We let that in. All right, here we go.
Sorry about that. Although no one can hear me, so it's fine. You might have. Looking at the White Knight
Here we
Legion side, I got an Assassin 21, Stormcrow Prime, Brana 3 linebacker, Stormcrow D, 2 Gargoyle E's, and a Warhawk Prime. What are you looking at on the 228 side?
Well, we've got a Hellbringer, a Hunchback, and a Huntsman. Going with the H is Warhawk. Um, we've got an Incubus, 2 Incubuses sitting in there.
Jeez, they made Admiral King Jesus take the long way around. It's trying to get his steps in today.
Wow, we can see T28 very aggressive, going for all 3 caps. We've got somebody already sitting on Theta.
Yeah, as well as Last Bite going to take the hill here into Hunchback 2C.
They have resource point Gamma. Kappa is under enemy control.
Yeah, Edmeister in there with that Incubus.
We've captured resource point Sigma.
White Knight Legion going for the hard push across the front here on Theta. Might not be a bad idea, as they might be able to take out 2 mechs, as the one on Kappa is still going to be around. Yeah, Oblivion and Edmeister, they might have a decent time here. Although, with the rest of the Warhawks sitting in the back there, we might have big long-range game. As 228 might just want to take the cap lead on this and hold it.
We've got Texan Scrublord way over here and taking out, running around to the back. I'm curious to see what he's going to be taking next.
Let's take a look what's on these gargoyles here.
Good support all around him from his team, though.
6 medium pulse gargoyles. I find that an interesting build for this map.
Oh, and here come the PPCs. We've got Panic Button and the Incubus up high, but check out one last bite way up on the heights in that Hunchback. Oh, now he's popping down, shooting as he goes.
Yeah, still
Wow,
a
that
good
thing
place
has
to be where he
crazy
is.
jump jets on it. Holy cow. Using the heights still, but coming down from that very, very top peak. Interesting placement by 228. They're kind of out in the open there a little bit. If White Knights can realize, can take advantage of that, if they can see them just popping over there. Wouldn't be surprised though if the fire from on high from Admiral as well is going to keep them from really thinking that they can get away from something. I don't know. I've seen them come out in 2 groups though.
Well, they brought the
They're
brawling mechs to a big open long range map, so they are going to take a lot of heat coming in here as 228 just keeps backing off to put fire down on them. Drop barrel almost ready to go down here 44%.
Yeah, 228 going for the cap lead with 4 caps. That can get costly quickly, so we'll have a look and see. But, oh, and Drop Bear is down on White Knights. You see 228 backing off, getting some more strategic positions, a little bit more cover, leading White Knights into the valley. So now White Knights are out in the open in that little valley.
Yeah, that was a beautiful
Not
strike by WKL on Totok, Bilakuda, and Archon. But that might be some of the best thing they got to do in this match was hit the 3.
Unfortunately, Mr. Samaru back here in the Warhawk Prime, not able to get in there with the rest of his team. That's a lot of armor to not have up at your front. And he's coming in now. His team, unfortunately, though, is down by 3. That being said, you've got a couple of really heavily wounded players over on 228. Archon, Adam Steiner down below, down at 33%, and Oblivion going down. This could get interesting.
I was about to say, like, that looks like a friendly strike. And yes, it was. Totok taking out his friend.
Oh, not something that you want to have happen, but it does happen.
Yeah, Gilakuda, self-destruction. Yeah, Texan and Brower looking to take out one last bite here in his Hunchback, taking him out. They're actually doing a great comeback here. I didn't know that that Brawl deck was going to work on this map, but although
that deck is working, but they better hurry up because it's currently up at 484. When you get over that 500 mark in Conquest on a map this size, it's deadly. They need to take down those mechs really quickly. At least I would say they'd be going, if I were them, I'd be going after those Incubuses. That Warhawk with Totok, that can sit there, but you're going to need those smaller, faster mechs out of there. Strategically, those right now, it looks even with the 3-on-3, but from a cap percentage, there's a huge advantage for 228 right now. And those 2 mechs, there we go. We've got the smaller mechs. Let's have a look and see what they decide to do. We've got one over at Epsilon. He's way out.
Well, and Texas Scrublord
doing
here
a
is
great
legged.
job capping.
So I don't as soon as I seen that Texas Scrublord was legged, that was all she wrote. So I mean, good job on White Knight Legion to take out 6 of the 228 mechs, but yeah, just not being able to get in there and cap.
No, it's going to be down to the caps here. Panic Button in a pretty good position, running around in his Incubus. Even over on Gamma. Who have we got over on Gamma there? I guess we've got Edmeister going up against...
Brower and his linebacker.
Yeah, that linebacker might just take down that Incubus, but they're just not going to be able to catch up.
Oh yeah, he's about to lose a torso here, but he should be okay in that clan mech, so he's just got to get that focus fire down and take out that Incubus.
So costly decision by White Knight Legion, trying to get in there, get the kills. They really did get close on that one. If this were a skirmish, they might have even taken it. But unfortunately, it's Conquest, so that's going to be the game.
Yeah, I did not see that going that way, but I mean, good on WKL for pushing in hard with those brawl mechs and two. I know there was two beautiful strikes there, an air strike and then a artillery strike that just put so much damage down on 228, as well as Admiral, I believe, killing Adam Markonsteiner, or the opposite way, out of jealousy.
All right, let's check some of the numbers on that as we swap the teams over.
You say that like I have time. But I mean, we're looking at Adam Markonsteiner, and that Warhawk was 657. And then on the WKL side, Mrs. Samara was 625. And even Brower and that linebacker getting close with a 596. Beautiful numbers across the board, except for the Stormcrows, Draven and Drop Bear, who were taken out quite early when they were coming across. And then Panic Button. In the mech I can't see because it's switching. Ruined everything. I'm trying.
All right, so I'm just looking to get. We're just switching the teams around because they will be playing Alpine Peaks for game number 5 of week 5. I actually, to be quite honest with you, I think, well, they obviously have to change because they're limited by chassis, but I wouldn't be surprised if you saw something similar. I would, they came very close on that one. The key mistake they made was on the caps. So I would not necessarily be surprised if they stuck to some similar, some similar mechs. Their strategy really was not that bad. I'm pretty sure you're going to see White Knight Legion not letting the caps spread out like that this time, though. That's for sure.
I would hope they see a nice change in there and let them focus. At least one mech focus on getting a little bit of the cap advantage. We are just waiting for White Knight Legion to come back and say hi.
All right. Invite has been sent out. See if they're getting that.
Because I don't take care of things very well.
There we go. So we'll wait for the teams to get set in their lances. Team 1 will set up first, and once they are set, the ball will be thrown over to Team 2 so they can set their lances. That's the way it works, because both teams can see what the other team is setting up as far as drop locations. So Team 1 goes first, Team 2 goes second. Team 2 ways, you can also, if Team 2 wants to start in advance of that, they're fine, but they can also wait until everything is set. Looks like these two teams just basically want to they know where they're going, so they're going to set it up.
Yeah, so looking at the map strat here, we had a lot of the... Oh, that is the wrong thing. You son of a gun. There we go. It's 5. We had a lot of the White Knight Legion maps head towards Epsilon, trying to take this ridge, as well as Texan Scrublord, who took Sigma, while a lot of the 228 mechs hung out in the backfield before they decided to piece out to behind J10 and try to do some focus firing from there, as White Knight Legion had the terrible luck of having to cross across Theta and then Kappa to come in, where basically all the magic happened after that, except for the one Incubus, who then went to recap everything. And after the 6-5 mech destruction, that was all she rode, with that Incubus taking the cap lead for 228. So, like I said, if you can't win the fight, you might as well win the cap game. So,
Well, I can hear it also. Hopefully it is picking up for the broadcast as well. Otherwise, I'll be the only one who gets to enjoy it, system.
and from what I know, we will have one more giveaway after this for some MC. I'm not told how much, so it's a surprise.
That's right, Mystery MC, otherwise known as MMC. Mystery MC, for your pleasure. Both teams contemplating their last lineup for the game. They've used multiple mechs now that are now off the table because of that 3 chassis limit. Let's see what they bring this time. Will they have a completely new set and strategy as system believes, or will it actually be quite similar as I believe? We'll see. Winner. Well, I don't know. Winner gets a, what do we get? I don't know. Winner gets to go eat poutine.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, as it looks so far, I mean, if they take this last drop, this will be, I believe, the first drop a Div B took from Div A. So, I mean, that drop 4 being super close, mech destruction-wise, had they had a decent close cap gain, you know, that might have been a lot better for them. But I'm actually interested to see what happens here in drop 5. These Div A teams have been absolutely killing the Div B teams, which doesn't make it look very, very easy for them.
It's really interesting to see that one jump up from Div A to Div B to be such a chasm to cross.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad spots
Alright.
on that map to cross from, and that's unfortunately where WK got to cross from. So it was actually crazy to see how damaged a lot of their mechs were, as well as losing their Stormcrows, getting no damage off, and then still being able to do so much work on 228. Minus the one team kill, of course. As well as, I guess I should have said, MWO Leagues 1 is hosting one of the most interesting matches we're going to have this season from Div D and 79th Raptor Talon Cluster versus 228 Death from Below. So if anybody knows the score to that, hit me up so I can let you guys know. Unless you're already watching, in which case, good on you. Because Ash needs some company. I didn't know if he had a co-caster today, so
Multi-watching.
I haven't been paying enough attention. I see Slippin' Griff in chat. He knows he's got advantage here on the on the giveaway tool somehow. So he's trying to make up for lost time because he hasn't won in a while. But his odds are up, so gotta be careful for him.
Tia's requesting a clear comms in the chat. Not sure how that works.
Well, I can bring him in. He's not gonna like it. He's from New Jersey.
I have friends in Jersey, and I think they're awesome.
You're only saying that because they're listening.
Pretty much, yeah. Don't shh. He's actually the only one I know from Jersey. He's the good one. He's the representative.
That's right. Holla at my boy, Cyclone Jack.
All right, we are good to go. We're going to launch it now. And we'll check out this last match. Dude, it's Conquest. We're already finished Domination. There is no P circling Conquest. Hold it! It's a big Mac, man.
It is.
Man, you drank that Miller. I'm just trying to feel sorry for you, but it's not happening.
Yeah, I know. That's the way it's gonna go. So if I am correct, looking on the WKL side, they did decide to change things up with some Huntsmen, 2 Incubi, Battlemaster, Annihilator 1P, and another Huntsman and Battlemaster. What do you have on the 228 side?
Well, the Battlemaster seems to be a very popular mech over here. They've got a couple here. The Summoner, Wolfhound Incubus. We're seeing that Incubus again. Panther and the Hellbringer makes another. And the Nightjar. Gorgeous mech. Let's have a look and see what they're going to do with that.
I mean, right off the bat, it looks like Mr. Shimaro here trying to take Gamma, but he's got 2 eyes on him, or about to be on him, so we will see if he's able to take that cap point. Panic Button who's rolling in on him.
We have gained Epsilon.
There we see White Knights making changing things around from last time. We've got Brower taking Theta right away. They're definitely not wanting to lose that cap. In fact, over on Gamma, you can see 2 of 228's mechs fighting against one of, let's have a look here, one of the White Knights. And that White Knight, he does not want to move out of there. I don't know if that's a great idea to try and fight it out with those 2 mechs.
Oh, Mr. Samaru, yeah, against Dom and Panic Button, he's in a bad position now, having to run away.
He is. 1 Incubus versus 2 versus another Incubus and a Wolfhound. They're chasing him down, and he is dead. He is down. Mr. Samaru making a bad mistake there, trying to get that cap, which was such an important thing to do in the last match, and unfortunately losing because they sent 2 mechs back there. I don't think he was expecting that system.
Yeah,
I know you'd never expect 2 to go take that Gamma point, but I mean, it was definitely one of the things. He knew there was 1. As soon as he seen 2, he should have just ran. It was a tough call because you want that point, but I mean, you kind of got screwed.
He should have that hesitation.
Still even on the cap, though. I mean, it's 2-2 with White Knight Legion taking the lead so far.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got 228 ranging around the back here. The White Knights definitely sticking close. You can see their strategy there. They're using those hills there for some really great cover and taking advantage of the long range.
Yeah, you can see the 2 Draven and Brower dying to get Sigma here, so the 228 has to do something. They want that cap, so they get the 3 cap lead.
They can. At this point, though, it can go either way. So really what they're looking, I would be thinking White Knights would be looking to really even up that score and take down a kill on 228 side. So you might see, it looks like we're going to see a little caution here. Some strikes, some long range.
Well, I can tell you right
Everybody's going to
now,
sit pat.
they are not thinking about my feelings because I do have to go to the bathroom. It'd be nice if they could hurry this up and just pretend it's domination.
Oh, the life of a caster.
Yeah.
The challenges. All right, so what do we see here? Again, a really great patience on both team side. They're staying strategic. They're basically holding their caps. Nobody's getting too aggressive because I think this one, they're going to want to go get it down to the kills as opposed to the caps this time. I think White Knight Legion might be a little bit hungry to get some kills after the previous games with 228 taking them down. So we'll have a look and see.
Well, in my mind, it looks like Pi is trying to bait out Panic Button and Dom and the Wolfhound and Incubus here because he's got friends behind him in the Brower and Wolverine and the Huntsman and the other Incubus. So it'd be interesting if they get that to work. But I don't think Panic Button and Dom are not taking the bait. So
no, they are experienced players. So, depending on what's being called right now, they're going to hold their positions.
yeah, we got Texas Scrub Lord
really
getting in here finally too, and then Annihilator. So it'd be nice to see if he gets some fire
Really
damage. Sorry.
Oh, just saying, really loving the position here that Nita Pickle is taking. He's way out and back here. He's basically taking the heights in his Panther. He's just looking down and just, basically taking those nice long range shots. Way out of the fray of everything. But he's got a good sightline on WKL right now. He can tell his team exactly where they are. If they change their position, he can basically just tell them where they're going. But again, both teams holding their positions right now, with the exception of in the middle here, we've got Panic Button and his Incubus creeping in over on WKL. He's just checking it out there. Nita Pickle's got to be reporting to him, telling him what's going on, but he's also just hanging in there. I'm curious to see if we're going to have a push from 228 with those mechs creeping in.
Well, yeah, they got their two Battle Masters way in the back, so it's interesting to see if WKL could make a hard push on two of the mechs here. They might be able to change things.
We've got Panic Button cresting that ridge, Texan and Scrublord with his Annihilators, giving him a hard no on that one. Panic's still not gonna back down. He's got to see those three mechs over. He's got to know that they're there, but obviously he's got a lot of faith in that Incubus. That being said, he's taken a big risk there with those mechs on the other side, and Pi over in the Huntsman here might be able to get a knock on him. That being said, we've got Dom distracting Pi over here. Pi's going to have to address that if Dom gets any more aggressive with it. Dom just peeking out, taking those shots at Pi, really just annoying the crap out of him, not letting him turn around and really address what's going on with Panic Button. So you've got some aggressiveness going on here from 228 creeping in there.
Yeah, I'd like to see WKM like a better push on Sigma here. They need to do something to get that further cap lead to make 228 have to do something stupid. Although, I mean, 228 is still pretty poised to sit on where they are with the long range game and just, feather this one out with the large lasers and ERPPCs. So.
Yeah, we're seeing Sigma, White Knights hearing your call there and actually picking up Sigma.
Yeah, good job on them for getting that third cap. That's going to make probably all the difference in this game. So.
Yeah. And a nice strike going out toward Panic Button to try and get him away from Theta. Panic Button's hanging around. He's going to push it back. He's going to knock that over into 228's advantage.
Well, there's a beautiful strike on him right now, too.
Oh, there's another strike. Does he see it? He doesn't see it.
Oh, down.
He's moving off. Oh, and he takes a bad hit from that strike.
Yeah, 2 hits down to 42%. Oh, man. Yeah, Pi trying to put fire down on Panic. Since 228's trying to just even the cap game here. Since they aren't able to cap Theta with Panic in a bad position.
Nita Pickle still sticking up high in that Panther, so I don't know if they're holding those mechs back for, just to see if they can if they need to pick up those caps at the last minute. Might be really interesting here. They're so very close. There's Panic Button. He's going to chance it again. Let's see if they try to take another strike on him. Every time he pops into Theta there, he's going to get a little bit of flack from Pi, and he's going to Brower's going to shoot over top at him as well. Down to 39% panic button. Let's see if he moves off or takes another chance on that one.
Yeah, we got both Battle Masters down here now. Happy to get ready to engage.
And Nita Pickle coming down from the back. He's moving in, so we'll have a look and see what he's going to do. Texas Scrublorg, and keeping an eye on him over there. Draven as well, his little buddy taking care of him.
Yeah, Pi in a bad place here. Going down by Gillicuda, who moved in with the Battlemaster. I don't think he knew that he was coming in, as well as One Last Bite, who's slowly coming into the fight here.
Yeah, I think he was expecting it just to be Dom and the Wolfhound.
But Gillicuda might have a hard time. He is 56%. Yeah, One Last Bite taking out Drop Bear.
And now we will see Kappa flip over, and we're going to have to see, oh, look at all of that red over on 228's side. It's going to be close here. We've got mechs being just chewed down to lower and lower percentages, and the cap race is just neck and neck.
Yeah, Draven making the smart move to get this cap here, just to get it back for them.
Panic button finally going down in that Incubus after all of his work.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
And Theta is finally picked up again by White Knights.
Well, they are in a bad position there. They do have to come in and try to get Kappa back. But they will have two Battle Masters and Dom and the Wolfhound to deal with here. I don't even know where to look from.
Oh, Last Bite a little bit out in the open there. He's going to face multiple sides of fire. But he's got Dom coming in trying to protect his back. He's down to 50% now.
Yeah, WKL doing
and
a
all
good job
sides
taking trying to hit One Last Bite with the long range fire, down to 43%. Still got all his ER large though, but he has got half a torso there with that red.
We're going to see White Knight chomping in the bit now because they're only ahead by 10 and they are down by 1 cap point. So you can see them kind of pushing toward there. But now we've got 228 doing a great job of protecting those 3 caps. All they have to do is protect those 3 caps, and that's going to be a cap game for them. We're not going to get down to a kill, so it's going to be caps now. Let's see how this ends.
Yeah, Wolverine going down for One Last Bite. You can see Tyos and Brower. Is that Brower gone? Yeah, they're trying to move around, trying to take out some of the mechs in the back there.
Yep.
As well as Dom here in the Wolfhound, going to try and take out Texas Scrublord. He's always ditching out. He probably would have had an easy time fighting Texas Scrublord with that red right torso.
Yep. Brower here trying to pick up Epsilon, doing a good job of it, but it might just be too late because we've got 228. They are just a little bit, they would need that 1 extra cap point. 228 firing on Brower, trying to keep him from taking that cap point. We are 5 away from this game, and it looks like it's going to be 228.
Yeah, that was a nice close match by WKL
That was
there.
beautiful.
There's a lot of hurt mechs on that 228 side with a little bit more focus fire. They could have been down. So good games on all sides.
Oh, I'd like to have a look at the damage, but at this point, really system, the beautiful thing about this game was the strategy. It was a long game. They played both of the strategies, the kills, the conquest, and in the end, it was really close.
Yeah, although that was a nice close game in the last 2 matches.
And those caps flipping back and forth, very, very close. But 228 coming in with a strategic timing on their last cap. So 5 very interesting games between Div A and Div B. Both teams really excellent teams in their divisions coming together, but 228 really just taking the lead in those games.
Yeah, it does go to show that they are still well off in the Div A bracket and can still have the power to take out a lot of the Div B teams who look like they have the chance to move up. Just need something else on their side to help push them into dominating and having a way better chance at taking out these high teams in a lot more matches. But like I said, with those two close at the end, I'm actually happy to see that. I'm glad to see that WKL made a hard push with the fourth drop getting the mech kills and then into drop 5 with keeping the cap lead super tight, only being 13 off and almost having... They could have had a lot more mechs down a lot easier had they been able to push out and keep a little bit more 2-on-1s on their side, so...
True, and Mr. Samaro expressing great regret that he, as he says, threw his damn incubus away, losing that incubus in the beginning there. He's probably watching on the edge of his seat the whole time, wishing he could be capping in that incubus. Unfortunately, he took a bad one.
Yeah, it did. It was definitely hurt them to lose him right off the bat. Very detrimental to not only the team fighting down a mech for the whole time, but not having that mech who could have been able to maybe touch some caps later on in the end.
Yes. Well, cold maps today, and lots of nice hot ERPPC, lots of nice lasers, lots of great DACA. Definitely fun to watch all around.
Okay, well, let's do the quick MC giveaway before we do the interviews, and then we'll be good to go. A mystery amount of MC.
The MMC, the mystery MC, and team leaders will be joining us in chat.
Just let me get rid of some people, like the bots who don't deserve the free stuff. No, I gotta redo it.
No free stuff for the bots.
Took out the wrong person. By accident. I swears. It's like you're not here anymore. Because you don't want MC, so let me run this. Who wants some free MC, my friends?
You can do it, man. You can do it. We've got to give those MC away. We can't do anything else with them. I tried sneaking some up last time, and I got heck for that. All your MCR belong to the people in the channel.
That's right. Although I'm still waiting for Skippy Nibbles to come holler at me. Almost taking it again, oh lord almighty. But this time, Game Replical... Game Rel-Iptical. Game Elliptical.
Well,
or Gamer Elliptical.
If it weren't for that...
I don't frickin' know.
Gamer Elliptical. Well, if it weren't for that 5-minute delay, I'd help you out with that name, but unfortunately, only you can see it.
That's right. So Gamer Elliptical, you come holler at me, System Belmont, in chat. Type my name or something. See what happens. I'll get you some MC.
Hopefully.
Random amount of
Hopefully
MC.
Gamer Elliptical will actually recognize his own name as you've just said it.
Yes, that is right. Reliptical sounded a lot cooler. I swear.
Awesome. So players are now waiting in the general channel for us to chat. System and I will pop up there when System is ready.
I can just bring them down. Maybe.
Awesome.
Maybe, it works. Sort of. I can bring people in. It's like a magic.
Excellent. All the power. Welcome. I feel like the Mech Warrior greeter. Welcome all.
Hello.
Hello.
Super professional.
Thanks for that, man. Awesome. Hey, a System is like my shining example because he's my trainer for shoutcasting. So, how about that first match, everybody? We had the Conquest on Forest Colony Classic. A little bit foggy there, but you did well with that.
Try again.
Sorry, it's an F. It's an F. It's frozen. Okay, it could be Forest. Look, come on. You're talking to the person who can't tell the difference between an Atlas and assassin. So please, just care.
Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you for the correction.
It was funny.
Oh, good lord.
Dropped on there. Two people were like, I can't see what's going on.
There is nothing. I cannot
Is
see.
it supposed to be this foggy?
Well, you know,
Oops.
it's new. It's old, but it's new. So I didn't realize it was actually, you had to. I was trying desperately to click on night, and it's like not applicable, not applicable. And I'm like, I'll not applicable you later on. Anywho, we got you on the map, just not at the right time of day. So, who would like to talk about game one on Frozen Classic?
I guess we decided to go with a all or nothing risky gamble strat with the heat scale link UAC 20 max, so we can kill things as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and
We
we
actually almost did that.
you did almost do that. We went for a strat that banked on them going for a strat that involved them pushing over the armpit and directly into our team, which they obliged and did, and we just counter pushed with Atlases and a meme Solaris 7 Annihilator build and 2 overloaded direwolves with no pants and no ammo.
Those dyers are scary.
Yeah, they did very well in there.
You need to hold your push to talk for longer.
Do I? Oh, Adam.
It cuts you in the second half of the word.
Oh, my bad. Adam did very well. Yeah, 800 some odd damage.
He needed to pat on the back.
Welcome back, system.
All right, so system, we've all agreed that Forest Colony and Frozen City are actually quite different maps. But so you felt that actually was a lot closer than it might have looked.
Yeah, they were
Definitely.
They were one street away from most of our mediums and assaults for most of the time. And actually, I was in kind of a bad. I got my little direwolf in a bad position, and Adam was the only guy that had good lines and coverage over that little kill box we were trying to set up. And they had a pretty wide spread with the UX 40 max, which actually that was another strategy I'd been trying to experiment with over the last couple of days, because it seemed like you could fit 3 Night Stars and a broiler on one team with 2 hunchbacks and call it a day. So I think if they had gotten an early pick or a nice commitment on one side or the other, it would have gone in their favor quite quickly. It was just the fact that they went a little bit too wide, in my humble opinion, with the Annihilators, and during that rotation, we were able to get a couple picks in the back end, and that sealed the deal.
Yeah, our coordination wasn't what it could have been. Today was just a really bad day for us.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looked like there were a couple games there where you were taking basically you had a mechs going down early in the game, and that was pretty costly, unfortunately.
Yeah, there are those moments where it's like, well, I'm dead. It happened at least from a few of us on every drop.
It's a big difference between 12v12, public queue, group queue, what have you. You can have somebody completely run off to the edge of the map and explode, and you often do in the group queue, and then your team could pull it back just fine. And it's a combination of a lot of things, but one of those things is that you just have 11 other mechs, and that's enough to cover most of these maps, especially some of the smaller ones like Canyon Network. But if you have 8 people and you lose one, that's a huge amount of tonnage down, especially in those heavier drops like 4, 5, and drop 1. If you lose a mech early, you've got more of your total firepower tied up in that mech than you do in drops 2 and 3. So it's very costly to lose one early.
Yeah. Or even if one of those mechs just gets halved and you just leave it there and go, bye, we're gonna go deal with the other stuff.
True. Moving on, you went from the old classic Frozen City map, the small kidney bean, into the full-size Frozen City. How did that change things?
I guess I'll take this then.
Sounds good. One last bite.
Yeah, so drop 2, 3 on Frozen City is always tricky, because every time it comes up, you think okay, this is a long-range map, but the distance is always shorter than you think. There's a lot of cover on that map, so Brawl can frequently be more dangerous than people expect, and it's always a gamble to try to guess well, how many long-range mechs do I need to take out the Brawler guys? Well, if I take too few of these to put more investment in my Brawl mechs, then a longer range deck is just going to beat me because they have more guys. So we tried to do a little bit of science prior to this and figure out what a good balance was. And we ended up devoting more tonnage on drop 2 towards like the, I don't know what you want to call it, the doorstop team that was in front of our long range. Ended up not going the way we planned exactly because our light lance ended up pulling off most of the force. So it was more just like our long range guys got to sit there and tee off, as Adam will say. And and our light pack tried to catch that Hellbringer that we saw overextended, or not overextended, but like by himself, just so that we could seal the deal on our long range guys being able to trade unaccosted. And then a little bit messy, but we got through.
It's pretty much, we just realized that your lights have pretty much baited us over there away from our Overwatch mechs. And we just went with it, and I was like, alright, we'll just get as many kills as we can. Take as many of them down with us as we possibly can.
I thought it was super dangerous. We pulled up. I rolled up to that ridge like, oh, there's a piranha here. Let's go ahead and see if we can gank this. Never mind, that's their whole team. So we're gonna turn around and go all the way back. And we just started running away and kiting and really trying to like. I was afraid they were in a really good position there early game. I think really caused us a deal of consternation trying to I guess. All plans don't last past first contact or something like that.
Exactly.
So when we got to the dropship, I had seen the Sun Spider and the maybe one more medium square on the battle map, and I was expecting to be able to go over and maybe get like an early kill, or at least let the linebackers take an early alpha on something, and just ended up having to throw that quickly out the window and run away as fast as possible.
Yeah, and instead, someone nuked TS right off the bat.
Yeah, Dom got a good shot.
Yeah, that was really lucky. That was a good pick.
That was nicely done. System, how are you doing there?
I'm good. I'm trying to organize, trying to find out what the next matches are.
Well, System, we still have. Let's talk about the last 2 matches on Conquest. The maps that you chose you chose the Alpine map, so you ended up with cold maps for all matches. What was the reasoning for choosing Alpine?
Well, on our end, we didn't have a Rubelite deck ready.
Though we were like sweating. Yeah, we were really worried about after those first 3 drops, just brawl rushes on Rubelite, because those can get messy really fast. So we were kind of surprised when Alpine was the one picked.
I guess we just have to start making 5 freaking drop decks.
This is true. All right, it's a possibility. Sometimes you have to have those extra ones. So the first, obviously, 2 very different games on that map. The first one, the first Conquest, that one ended up being very, unfortunately, very lopsided from the capping perspective. What happened on that?
We just had blood mist. Our goal is just to try to outkill them before anything happened, and with a rush. But I originally didn't have the gargoyle ready, so swapped for a warhawk, and I was like, I'll just overwatch and try to draw as much fire as I can while you guys advance and throw shots back.
Yeah, I thought it was not that bad, honestly, to have the warhawk in there. Prevented people from just standing still in the open to take shots.
Yeah, and in fact, I couldn't really you kind of halted my mobility a little bit. I had to be in a really weird corner on Epsilon to cap it, and then if you hadn't moved off to walk through Theta, I don't think I could have easily run to go get Sigma. So I was worried that Warhawk was almost going to stay there. The brawl deck on Alpine is kind of a bold choice. We weren't really expecting it, so we just had to back up. And the deck, I mean, for what it's worth, they committed really hard down there to our team and killed everyone. The only person that might not have needed to die there was one last who was in the ER large hunchback up on the ridge, but like
PPCs, but
yeah, that's their PPC, whatever it was. It was long range. It was up on top of the mountain. It's kind of like that was an example of a strategy from our end, or a contingency for a strategy on our end that worked essentially as it was intended to work. Everyone on our team died in a place that was far enough away that by the time they were all dead, I had a 5 cap and the game was over from caps in our favor. It's just, you can't really, what are you going to do if the team plays Brawl Rush really well? they're going to get into your team and they're going to kill stuff. It's just a matter of legging those light mechs and getting those fast mechs down or halved fast enough before the CQB is over.
It was really nice watching the aggressiveness of that brawl rush, though.
It's one of running, screaming like raging barbarians is one of our best attributes, I think.
Worked really well, but the final game was the closest game, and everything really changed on that one. Tell me a little bit about that one. We shall not talk of it.
I filled a poop sock. I didn't run soon enough.
Well, how soon did you know that there was 2 mechs there?
When I got a radar deprivation from something I didn't see.
Okay, because with guys on the 228 side, did you know that it would be probably essential to run 2 guys over to that Gamma?
Yeah. I
Question
think
mark?
that, yeah. I mean,
Yes and no, because
this is my complaint with Alpine. I'll just like every time Gamma is almost always the deciding cap, because like obviously if you want to get a 3 cap, you need 3 caps in the map, and it's really hard for any team to hold Sigma, Kappa, Theta, or Sigma, Epsilon, anything else other than Gamma. So it ends up people have to go to Gamma, but you can't scout that side of the map because there's a massive mountain in your way. So it's always like a guess of how many lights did they send to Gamma? Did they have any lights come into Gamma at all? Are they just rushing into my team right now? Should I even bother being over here? So, like, we've just been sending 2 there to be safe, I think, on that drop. And also on our drop against Evil, I think it was, we had something similar happen where it was like, we had a light get attacked over there, and it ended up having to pull our second light. So it's just a lot safer to send 2 guys there initially.
Yeah, depending on what strategy you're trying to run, it really does make good sense to run lights there. The Wolfhound was kind of an interesting choice just because it was on the deck for some reason, and we were debating switching it out for something with maybe a bit more range or a bit more speed. But Dom and I just kind of set up, we'll just make it work. We'll do whatever. And then we went over there, and he managed to get in, slide down the mountain, and come around the backside. After I had spotted Samaru coming up the ravine.
Yeah, I only saw the Wolfhound. I didn't know what the other mech was, so I figured faster, I should be able to get away from it, and then my legs fell off.
Incubus has that problem.
It does. We will have to report that to the mechanics, but unfortunately that won't help you for that match, Mr. Samaru.
Nah, nothing will save me from that match.
Well, I think things still went pretty well after that. You being lost in the light mech, your guy still held up pretty well against 228, kind of sitting on the high ridges of the mountain as well as on the far side of Theta.
We were just trying to keep a cap lead as well as we could. That was our only hope for pulling at least one win out of the drops, was just pull out a cap lead. Which we kept for quite some time, and we kept trying to just blow up Panic when he was sitting there at Theta.
Yeah, he was doing a good job.
Yeah, you did. You had some really great strikes on Panic back there, but he was very persistent. You really, Panic, you really weren't moving from there. You're like, sure, I'll take 10% damage, but I'm coming right back.
No, it was more like me telling everyone on my team that you have roughly 2 minutes before I'm dead, and I cannot cap Theta anymore. We need to do something, because actually we had. I mean, there was a couple mistakes we made getting our guys out of like optimal range. Those Annihilators and Battle Masters are extremely dangerous within a certain range band, and we had guys that are playing the ER large clan ER large mechs that were way too close to them, so they're getting like out traded pretty consistently. I think that whole game, the WKL guys were really consistently within the range bands that they needed to be playing from in order to win the match. So we were having a really hard time keeping up, and I don't know how the damage percentages looked, but they didn't look good on our ends. That was actually a high sweat match. Just trying to get everything tightened up and into a point where we could win it. And even then, at the very last, I think if that if their Incubus had moved any sooner than he did, we probably would have lost that just because we didn't have the response. The response to the EPSI cap was so slow. But it just goes to show that like you need to play. Who cares who you're playing or what's going on right now or how well the previous matches have gone or not. You have to play at the top level at all times and really keep focus. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting taken by surprise by some team that's really playing very well in a drop or in the moment, and stuff can just quickly slide out of hand if you let it. So I think we did really well keeping our heads on straight and just powering through that last match, even though it wasn't going our way.
One of our biggest goals was when coming with these decks, was try to find ways to throw you guys off balance and force you to adapt to something you're not comfortable with.
We were expecting Clag, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted to do it at one point, and I'm like, nah.
Oh.
Yeah, you should. We
should
had
done that.
a full 2 minutes of in the mech lab. Do I put on AMS? Nah.
We actually had AMS on a few of our mechs.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you always got to be careful.
I think that's the first. Is it the first time? This is probably the first time this season that we haven't run a single LRM boat across any of those drops.
Did we not? Oh.
Nope, we did not. You took them all out.
Fail.
You horrible man.
Then the AMS would have stopped a few narcs.
It might have, but we run 2 narcs on every light. You can only stop 1 narc. That's a lie. You can stop both, but it's annoying. Don't do that.
Well, there were some good drops overall, and I mean, I'm glad with you guys and WKL. You guys had a good drop 4 and 5, so I mean, I'm looking forward to see how things change in the future with you guys. So
yeah, that was nice.
We're still trying to improve to our best. I think we should probably just spend more time scrimming with Div A teams and getting our asses, tanned and beaten up so we shape up better.
Yeah, we're not rude in scrims or in games. We're just rude in the queue, and that's only Adam.
Yeah.
And Mikado on the
He's
on an odd.
tasteless, not rude. Sometimes he's
Mikado's hilarious. And I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna.
We're glad he's found that line between rude and tasteless.
Aren't we all? Don't be scared. If I put up a DM on MW Comp that says that 228th Blackwatch is looking for scrims, I need any team that breathes. Just reach out.
I don't know. Some of us barely breathe. Will that work?
Yes.
If you look closely at our emblem and translate the phrase, if you ever get the chance.
All right.
You're gonna have to give it to us now, man. Come on. Is it in Latin?
Yes.
Is it in Pig Latin? Come on, tell us what it is.
Latin. Well, I was gonna just let it be debated, but nobody's ever looked close at it. And direct translation is "We are king of window."
Oh boy.
It was translated from "We lick windows."
Our Latin is much more serious. That's okay. GG's, guys. And thanks, Violet. And
thanks to everybody. That was awesome.
No problem. Thanks for having us here. Thanks for letting us cast. We had to steal this one from Saruman and Toaster because they love these ones. So
yeah, they're still crying in a closet somewhere, but that's okay. We'll untie them afterwards and let them out again.
Saruman's still mad at it and telling him about the crabs.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Good night.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Have a good one and take care.
Good job, guys.
Night.
So yeah, good win by 228 there, but it's still a strong showing from White Knight Legion. Drops 4 and 5, as well as MWO Leagues 1 when it was playing with Just for Kami Ash. Apparently 228 Jeff from below beat Raptor Talon 79th Cluster 3-2. So that puts them up there in Div D. So I'll have to check what the standings are later on, unless someone knows the numbers. But I'm not looking up numbers right now.
So thank you everybody for joining us today. Look forward to more matches in the Martial Olympiad, and we will see you soon.
I believe we have Toaster and Saruman tomorrow with EMP versus Black Omen. So be here for that one. I can tell you a time if I push some buttons here. It'll be at 8, we'll say 10:30 Eastern time tomorrow. So keep around for that, as well as thank you Violet Blue for being here. Also check her out when she's casting on Twitch and follow. Give her some love.
Kind thanks.
And that'll be it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me tonight, Violet. And you have a good night.
Good night.